I want to keep reading the book, White Sargasso Sea by Rhys. Last time I finished part 2, and then this time I'm going to continue reading part 3. They know that he was in Jamaica when his father and his brother died. Grace Paul said he inherited everything. But he was wealthy man. He was a wealthy man. Before that, some people are fortunate, they said, and there were hints about the woman he brought back to England with him. The next day, Mrs. F wanted to see me, and she complained about gossip. I don't know gossip. I don't know gossip. I told you that when you come, servants would talk and you can't talk them, I said. And I am not certain that the situation will suit me, madam. First, when I answered your advertisement, you said that the person I had to look after was not a young girl. I asked if she was an old woman and you said no. Now that I see her, I don't know what to think. She sits shivering and she is so thin. If she dies on my hands, who will get the blame? Wait, Grace, she said. She was holding a letter. Before you decide, will you listen to what the master of the house has to say about this matter? If Mrs. Paul is satisfactory, why not give her treble the money? She read and folded the letter away, but not before I had seen the words on the next page. But for God's sake, let me hear no more of it. No more of it. There was a foreign stamp on the envelope. I don't serve that devil for no money, I said. She said, if you imagine that when you serve this gentleman, you are serving the devil, you never made a greater mistake in your life. I knew him as a boy. I knew him as a young man. He was gentle, generous, brave. His stay in the West Indies has changed them a lot, changed them out of all knowledge. He has gray in his hair and misery in his eyes. Don't ask me to pity anyone who had a hand in like that. Hand in that. Great. I've said enough and too much. I'm not prepared to treble your money, Grace, but I am prepared to double it. But there must be no more gossip. If there is, I'll dismiss you at once. I do not think it will be impossible to fill your place. I'm sure you understand. Yes, I understand, I said. Then all the servants, they were sent away, and she engaged a cook, one maid, and you, Leah. They were sent away, but how could she stop them talking? If you ask me, the whole county knows. The rumors I've heard, very far from the truth. But I don't contradict. I know better than to say a word. After all, the house is big and safe, a shelter from the world outside, which, say what you like, can be a black and cruel world to a woman. Maybe that's why I stayed on. The thick walls, she thought, past the large gate. A long avenue of trees, and inside the house of blazing fires and crimson and white rooms. But above all the thick walls, keeping away all the things that you have fought till you can fight no more. Yes, maybe that's why we all stay. Mrs. F and Leia and me. All of us except that girl who lives in her own darkness. I'll say one thing from her for her. She hasn't lost her spirit. She's still fierce. I don't turn my back on her when her eyes have that look. I know it. In this room, I wake early and lie shivering, for it is very cold. At last, Grace Poole, the woman who looks after me, lights a fire with paper and sticks and lumps of coal. She kneels to blow it with bellows. The paper shrivels. The sticks crackle and spit. The coal smolders and glowers. In the end, flames shoot up, and they're beautiful. I get out of bed, and go close to watch them, and to wonder why I have been brought here. For what reason? There must be a reason. What is it that I must do? When I first came, I thought it would be for a day, 2 days, a week perhaps. I thought that when I saw him and spoke to him, I would be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. I give you all I have freely. I would say, and I would not trouble you again if you will let me go. But he never came. The woman Grace sleeps in my room. At night, I sometimes see her sitting at the table counting money. She holds a gold piece in her hand and smiles. Then she puts it all into a little canvas bag and drawstring and hangs the bag around her neck so that it is hidden in her dress. At first, she used to look at me before she did, but she did this. But I always pretended to be asleep. Now she does not trouble about me. She drinks from a bottle on the table, then she goes to bed, or puts her arms on the table, her head on her arms, and sleeps, but I lie watching the fire die out. When she is snoring, I get up and I have to taste the drink without color in the bottle. The first time I did this, I wanted to spit it out, but managed to swallow it. When I got back into bed, I could remember more and think again. It was not so cold. Wait. Oh my. There's one window high up. You cannot see out of it. My bed had doors, but they have been taken away. There's there is not much else in the room. Her bed, a black dress, the table in the middle, and two black chairs carved with fruit and flowers. They have high backs, and no arms. The dressing room is very small. The room next to this one is hang and tapestry. To this one is hang with tapestry. Looking at the tapestry one day, I recognized my mother dressed in an evening gown, but with bare feet. She looked away from me, over my head, just as she used to do. I wouldn't tell Grace this. Her name oughtn't to be Grace. Names matter. Like when he wouldn't call me Antoinette, I saw Antoinette drifting out of the window with her her pretty clothes, and her looking glass. There's no looking glass here. I don't know what I'm like now. I remember watching myself brush my hair, and how my eyes looked back at me. The girl I saw was myself, yet not quite myself. Long ago, when I was a child and very lonely, I tried to kiss her, but the glass was between us, hard, cold, and misted over with my breath. Now I have been taking everything away. What am I doing? What am I doing in this place? And who am I? Who am I? The door of the Travis room is kept locked. It leads, I know, into a passage. This is where Grace stands and talks to another woman whom I have never seen. Her name is Leia. I listen, but I cannot understand what they say. So there's still the sound of whispering that I have heard all my lives, but they are different voices. When night comes, and she has had several drinks and sleeps, it is easy to take the keys. I know now where she keeps them. Then I open the door and walk into their world. It is, as I always knew, made of cardboard. I have seen it before somewhere. This cardboard world where everything is colored brown or dark or red or yellow, that she has no light in it. As I walk along the passages, I wish I could see what is behind the cardboard. They tell me I am in England, but I don't believe them. We lost our way to England. When? Where? I don't remember, but we lost it. Was it evening in the cabin? In the cabin when he found me talking to the young man who brought me my food. I put my arms around her neck and asked him to help me. He said, I didn't know what to do, sir. I smashed the glasses and plates against the porthole. I hoped it will break and the sea come in. A woman came, and then an older man who cleared up the broken thing on the floor. He did not look at me while he was doing it. The third man drink, drink this and you'll sleep. I drank it and I said, it isn't like it seems to be. I know it never is, he said. And then I slept. When I woke, it was different sea, colder. It was night, I think, that we changed course and lost our way to England. This cardboard house where I walk at night is not England. Okay, I think that's all for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow then.